Well, hello everyone. This is Jackie Rives, your community leader for the Women of the Channel Leadership Network. Welcome to this week's WOW session. Joining me today is the first person I met from the channel company when I was getting ready to attend my first Best of Breed. I am so excited to introduce you to Tracy Fischer, Senior Audience Director for our events. Tracy, thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you, Jackie. I'm glad to be here. I feel honored.
Well, Tracy, let's begin with a few questions just to learn more about you, if that's okay.
Sure.
So tell me how many years you've been in the channel, where do you live, and where did you grow up, if that's different, and maybe just a little known fact about you.
Okay. So I've been in the channel for 15 years. I've had the pleasure of spending all 15 years at the channel company. So I got the unique seat to sit between the vendors and the solution providers. I grew up in Wichita, Kansas. So fun facts about Wichita, Kansas, home of fast food, like the very first White Castle, very first Pizza Hut, random. Very first sit-in also was in Wichita, Kansas. Fun things about Wichita, Kansas, which is literally 20 minutes from the most center point of the continental US.
I never knew that.
There you go.
Something new every day.
But I live in Kansas City now, which is only about 3 hours away. So I didn't go that far because I love the Midwest. It's in my soul. It's also only takes me about 3.5 hours to get to anywhere in the country. So it's a nice place to live.
I love that.
But fun facts about me. I got my degree in theater, which explains why I have stage presence. A lot of experience with that. I thought I was going to be an actress, and then I discovered, I like insurance and a regular paycheck. So that won out versus the creative. And I also serve on the board of directors for a roller derby league here in Kansas City. I don't roller derby, just to be clear. I have a serious fear of broken bones, and they will beat you up. But I get to sit on the board and cheer really loudly.
That's pretty cool. We'll have to have more conversation about that later. How do you differentiate yourself, Tracy?
It's one of those things that I firmly believe in being authentic. Be who you are, because it's when you're faking it that people can see it, and it becomes that weird thing where it's like, this person's not who they are. They're not coming off completely genuine. And that's the one thing I learned from the very beginning of my career is it's so much easier to just be honest and upfront, and to come from where you are as a person to relate to someone else, because we're in the business of doing business with people. So it's the key thing for me is just being authentic.
And with that, what is something you've learned that you wish you knew early in your career? And I have an idea. I might know what it is.
Stand up for yourself. No, that's not what, or I was actually going to go a completely different direction. No, it's that to that. It's like, find who you are, and like the core values that define you as a person make being genuine and being authentic easier, because you understand what makes you tick, what drives you, what gives you purpose in life. We spend 8 to 10 hours a day or more at work, at 5 days a week or more. And why pretend to be someone you're not? And I wish someone would have told me that my first 2-3 years in my career, because it would have made that transition so much easier. And to spend time understanding who you are as a person, really just, it translates right into work.
Yes, I couldn't agree with you more. That is some advice I wish my younger self would have known. Tracy, what made you want to be in a leadership position?
So I feel like I will repeat so many women when they say I was called bossy my whole life. But as Rolla said on the last interview in Women of the Channel was, I'm not bossy, I am the boss. I don't know if I'm fully the boss yet, but I do. It's part of translating those characteristics of being assertive, not aggressive, assertive, being strong-minded, being opinionated, and translating that into some way to actually help people. and looking at the people who are coming behind you. I firmly believe that the minute you take on a leadership role, it's no longer about you. It's about who you're supporting. It's about the people around you. It's if you're managing people directly, it's about the people who are reporting to you. It's about making the team better as a whole, where you're only there to support that. You're no longer, it's not about you. Like there's a part of your career that is about you, but that's not it. And leadership, for me, helped me take that desire to help others and translate into something that I can immediately see results in. I can immediately see someone get an idea or see how things cross lines or see how to make that connection between people or make the connection with others and their business. So being able to do that really let me like translate like all those things I wanted to do. You know, I wanted to be in a position to have that influence. And the only way to do that is to take on a leadership role.
Tracy has an amazing team, and I'm sure it's definitely part of your leadership skills, but then also you putting that trust in them to be the rising stars that they are. And it's so obvious the respect and admiration that they have for you.
They are amazing. And if anyone tells you that anything otherwise, I'll fight you. I'm just kidding. I won't. I might. But the reality is that you're only as good as the team that you lead, but it goes both ways. You know, it's part of your responsibility to lead the team in a way where they're all doing their best. They all feel motivated and accountable to do their best, and that they all feel like they have somewhere to go or have an end goal, in mind, and to know who they are. So I take that part of my management style is to 100% think about like who has the best skills here, how to develop them, how they get to the next point in time. So I appreciate you saying that, Jackie. It actually translates beyond just out of my head.
Yes, good. No, I'm glad we're talking about it and we're having this authentic conversation. So, what are some patterns you noticed over the years about women at work and things that they could be doing better to advance their careers?
I feel very strongly on this one. So, Jackie, the fact is that I sit in a great seat because I actually get to see people, and I at the channel company, I don't think people realize like our leadership team and our statistics as far as the number of women within the channel company is phenomenal as far as the balance goes. So I get a great seat to see how people interact. And one of the things that I'll see women do, and I see in other organizations, but that idea that you have to be asked for something drives me crazy. Like, don't wait to be asked. If you have an opinion, if you have the data, if you have the knowledge, like why don't wait for someone to ask you the question? Just come to the table. Really bring your power to the table. Like I wish more people, more women, rather than sit against the wall, like you see it. Sheryl Sandberg said it in LinkedIn or in her Lean In book that there so many times she would see women, especially younger women, come into a conference room, and instantly take a seat against the wall when there were seats still at the table. When it's like, come to the table and come prepared and have your information and know that you have power behind it. It makes me sad when people shy away from it, when it's like, no, you have all the information at your fingertips. You are a font of knowledge. Come share that knowledge with other people. So I would love to see more women take the seat. Don't wait, don't hesitate, and trust themselves. The other part of it, you hear it, when those roundtables, when we have our Women of the Channel events, you hear it a lot of times that women second guessing themselves or not feeling confident in their own gut instinct. That most of the time, the older I get, the more I realize everyone's just making it up along the way. It's just a matter of how much experience you have to back up your guess. But most of it's just made up. So why wait for someone to ask you when the fact is, like, if you have an opinion, if you have the information, come share it. The second part of that, though, is to have a mentor or someone you can trust who will stop you from walking off a cliff when you just keep talking. That's like the second part of it. Yeah, to remember that part, that like to
That's
always
good advice.
listen to the older, wiser people when they tell you, like, well, maybe you should stop there.
How do you define successful leadership?
I don't think it has anything to do with you as a person. I don't. I think it comes down to the influence you can have to help other people, to make them do their jobs better, to make them feel motivated, to make them have, more success with clients, with customers, better engagements. It comes down to how well you're motivating other people to do what they do. I don't know. Richard Bronson is the one that always says, take care of your people because they'll take care of your customers. It's really, that's leadership. It's what you do to help other people really succeed themselves. So it has nothing to do with you other than how you're contributing to that.
You are so right. Tracy, if I couldn't have loved you already, I love you so much more after this interview. I feel super blessed to have you on the events and media team here. I just feel so lucky for the amazing team that we have, like just genuine and authentic. And, my gut instinct about you when I met you years ago was on point, but way better than I thought, especially when you throw in the roller derby stuff.
It is. You got to be a well-rounded person, Jackie, but we're lucky to have you. And I'm glad we got to lure you in to be inside the channel company instead of floating on the outside.
Thank you. Well, thank you again for taking the time to allow us to learn from your experiences today. I encourage all the viewers to continue the conversation by commenting. And please, please, please do give Tracy some love for taking the time to share her story with us. Until next time, have a great week.